for about a 10-second delay on the chat. Otherwise, we'll be alright.
I mean, compared to how bad some of the delays can be on Twitch, that's practically nothing.
Yeah.
Should be normal.
Somebody check the voice on the other side, please. Let's see if you can hear the
I can
music.
definitely hear myself.
Okay, then it's working. Hello. Welcome in.
Hello.
Hey, so we're about to start the Remembrance /
Well, it's already
Vigil stream.
streaming, so...
Well, yeah, it's started.
Yeah.
But we started, but we haven't started.
Yep. We always get about 5 minutes, and then we get started. And right now, it's about 1 minute.
It's kind of quiet for me.
You turn it up?
Maybe just a tiny bit, because I have the volume maxed out on YouTube, and it's really quiet.
I'm not sure where to turn it up, though.
Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Unless it's my Discord that I need to turn up.
Well, while you're figuring that out, I'll be right back. I suddenly need to go use the restroom.
Here we go. Let's see if that works. That's the input volume is all the way up. I don't know.
Maybe it should be output?
Yeah, that's what I just updated. Output audio. Nope, audio is not it. It's fine. Nope, that's fine. Yeah, that's the way it's gonna be. Alright guys, this is Karsa KKWX. Karsa is my name, KKWX is my empire, and Nav was part of our empire as we were Nexus Roundtable. Today we are going to be doing a segment talking about Navarone9942, who used to be a streamer on Twitch, who I met on Twitch. And unfortunately he has passed, and so therefore we are saying he's logged out but never forgotten, and we're about to start right now.
You're streaming on YouTube, right, Karsa?
Only on YouTube. Hi there, Kyle. I believe this is Grier. Grier, hello. Thanks for doing this. I'm sorry for having to do this. Yes, unfortunately, we are sorry as well. But thank you for coming and joining us today. Anyway, let's begin with something that I did about a few years ago when he started. Yeah, Grier, I knew it was you. He started about 4 years ago. We did a interview, and let's watch this interview together and hear his words. Yeah. Hi, Grace. Yeah, Grace is Nav's mom and passed very suddenly on the 28th of October with a massive heart attack. That is the official understanding of what happened. So let's start with the interview. Because this is an interview that I did when he started with us on Nexus Roundtable.
Hi, I'm Karsa. This is Navarone9942. First off, by saying, how are you doing? And please start with your name, stream. Of course, I said your name already. And what you tend to do with your stream on your channel.
But yeah, I'm Navarone9942, though I tend to go by Nav. What do I do on my stream? Farming Simulator.
Alright, so with your channel, what do you tend to do with it?
As I say, I usually play Farming Sim off late. I mean, technically, variety streamer, I do stream other things, but it's mainly Farming Sim lately.
Oh, okay.
I'm over 250 hours in, and I'm not bored yet.
That is true. He was definitely into that game. He even got me started and bought it for me so that I could play it with him. We have some little bit of clips that we're going to show you on that. Well, Card, thank you for coming in. Condolence to the family and those who knew him.
I know, it's an awesome game, I have to say. So, since we already know you really do like the farming simulator, what other games do you like to play?
I've done a full playthrough of the entire World of Assassination trilogy for Hitman. That's probably my second most played game.
Okay.
As far as that, Kyle, you can definitely go ahead in my Discord, send me the info, and I will put it on here. You will get what you need for it. Sorry for the passing of your son. He had a lot of people who loved him in any aspects of his life. This is another game he really liked to play, which was Hitman 2. He bought that for me too because he wanted to see how bad I could mess up.
And currently I'm torturing you with Doom.
Yes, you are.
He liked to torture me.
The torturing is about no, you're enjoying it. So
I'm actually liking Doom.
I thought I was going to be cruel, and then it backfired, and you actually really enjoyed it. So yay!
So it didn't backfire, did it?
It backfired, and I thought you were going to have a bad time for a few hours. And then, literally, the most I've been able to annoy you with is when you made that one comment about the visuals.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that disappeared when I explained it's a game from 1993.
So, what originally got you into gaming?
Oh, the original thing for gaming was when I was younger. My dad was training to do. He was moving from the sort of he did a lot of driving jobs when I was younger, and also before I was born. And he was actually moving into medical care.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, Kyle, you can send it to me through the friends on Discord, and I will go ahead and send it that way. I'll set it up that way.
So he was spending a lot of time at university, to get the qualifications and stuff that he needed. My mum at the time, she'd always been in medical care, and to allow my dad to have like better time to study and everything, she was doing a lot of agency work along with working in a residential nursing home. So effectively, both mum and my dad had really long hours, and my sister was absolutely amazing in the way that she would lock me out of the house and try and get me injured in various ways. It was absolutely amazing. So basically, like I got it was very early that I got like a key to the house and everything, which really annoyed my sister because she was like 14 when she got a key to the house. But it was basically because I needed to be safe, essentially. I
Mm-hmm.
needed to be able to get into the house if my mum was out at work and potentially my dad was doing an agency trip or whatever. I needed to be able to get in the house. And I was never really one for watching TV shows. The old Saturday morning cartoon stuff. I don't really have
Yeah.
much of that. And one of the things that we had very early on was a ZX Spectrum, of all things. Uh, and I got an Atari at one point, but those were never really huge things. Because over here, because I'm in Scotland, see, Nintendo kind of screwed up the launch of the NES in
Mm-hmm.
Europe. Sega is what was popular over here. So I can't remember if it was for my birthday or for Christmas that year, but I came down and I was basically handed a Sega Master System 2, which basically
Hi, Drexa. Welcome. And you're very welcome that we are doing this. He was really a good man. Thanks for doing this for our wee man, and from the bottom of our hearts, his dad and I would like to say thank you all for being his friends and accepting Nav as he is. We'll continue.
put me on the road to today.
Okay. So, what does streaming and gaming mean to you?
Well, gaming's always been a pastime. Um, it's always been like the main pastime that I have because it's one of those things when you look at movies, you're a passive observer. When when you read a book, like the story's already written. When it comes to video games, you're not just watching or listening to the story or whatever. You're actually controlling the story. I mean, you take something like The Witcher 3, for instance. Yes, it's a very heavily, uh, they have a story, but you do have choices in that game where if we were to play through the game, my Geralt might be different to yours. And there's experiences that I can have that you might not. And then there's also things that I can do in the game which I can have a very personal experience that no one else will have it quite the same, and you can't really redo that experience on a movie or a TV show or in a book. You
It,
just can't get that.
so that is like the modern choose your adventure story that we had back in the 80s.
Yeah, kinda. But at the same time, you also have a lot more control over things that are going on, and because like I mean, again, using something like The Witcher 3, like you can choose when you when you walk out. There's a choice early on where basically you decide if you want to kill a group of people that are giving you problems, or if you want to beat them up. Or in the dialogue, you can even use a like a mentalist spell that you have to basically tell them to go away, and they will. And that's something where I mean I've read choose your own adventure books back in the day, and they didn't really engage that level of choice because it would be do you open the box? If you do, turn to page 93, and then it just continues from there. It doesn't actually, I could open the box and then say, oh look, it's a block of gold, I'll throw it away, or hey, it's a block of gold, I'll sell it. Hey, it's a block of gold, I'll chew it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the kind of thing.
For this, we want to say that we missed him greatly, and we enjoyed so many laughters together. It was wonderful. This is from Mark. Far as the statement that he looked like the books, we got to know this a lot. That this is something he liked, and when I heard that during the interview, that's when I decided maybe it would be interesting for him to try tabletop. And so I gave him the opportunity to join our Starfinder and then our Godbound. And I could be I had something written that I was going to say afterwards, but yeah, this was something that I wanted to say to you guys is that when we talked about that, that's when I got the inkling that maybe he would be good at tabletop to the point where he became a co DM for me for Waystone Mysteries, which you can find on YouTube.
Okay.
But yeah, in relation to your other question there about the streaming part, um, is I'm incredibly socially awkward. I really don't like speaking to people. It's it's never been a thing for me. Um, and it's a lot easier to actually speak to somebody, especially if you've never spoken to that person before. If you have, uh, a jumping off point, like I am playing this video game and you like this video game, so we discuss this video game. It's a lot easier to do that than start a conversation without a common point, basically.
I could see that. NRT is all about gaming on a budget. Some of us can't spend a lot of money on games, so we resort to using Gaming Pass or free games. What is your favorite free game?
Um, overall free game, I would probably have to lean to a game called Guild Wars 2.
That's the recent one that
Because
has gone free, right?
it's been free for a long time.
Oh, okay.
It was actually a friend called Grier who got me into Guild Wars 2. Um, I mean, it has a couple paid expansions, but they're definitely worth it. And it also has one of the greatest cash shops available because, like, literally, there's a system in the game where you can do, if you have the first, sorry, no, the second expansion, there's an area you can go to. It's like a little raid dungeon. You go there, you'll find groups of people doing what's called Istan runs, where you basically go into this little town, kill a bunch of enemies, collect up a bunch of loot, which typically is plank, like literally planks of wood. There's an NPC outside the town who will buy those planks of wood for something like 2 gold a piece, and then you can go and use that gold to buy gems in the cash shop and buy like cosmetics and stuff without actually paying real money for it, which is amazing. I think it's the only game that actually does that. That you can get all the cash shop stuff without spending real money. But
That's cool.
yeah, the amount of game that you're getting for, even if you're just playing the base game without buying any of the expansions, you have like 4 character slots. You have like 3 very different like sort of starting regions, and it's massive. It's a really good game as well.
And then
Alright.
other games came out
So
as
what
well.
are your goals as a streamer?
Get paid, play video games, have fun.
Okay.
not necessarily in that order.
Quite an easy goal there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My general goal is I mean, I'm not one of those people looking for like, oh my god, I have to be a partner and I have to have 17,000 people on my stream, because that's just crazy. Yeah, I don't really have like a 5-year plan or anything. It's just I play video games, I have fun. That's the main thing.
That's a good reason for it. So, all right, cool.
Exactly.
In NRT, we don't just play games, but we play games that each one of us picks. When you choose a game for the collective to play, how do you choose it? What is your criteria for picking the game?
I like to look for stuff that the rest of the group may not have necessarily played, and I also to a degree, use it as an excuse to look at stuff outside of my comfort zone and the type of games that I normally play. Like, I'm not really into horror games quite often, but like at Halloween last year, I decided I was going to make a point of playing that Signalis
But boy, did he love to torture me with those horror games. I'll tell you.
because it was on Game Pass. So it's effectively, yeah, I could play it without having to potentially spend 20, £30 on a game that I may only play for a few hours and then never touch again.
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
And it's literally that thing as well with, like, I mean, you take for instance the whole thing with Doom. Like, I would never have actually bought the game that we were talking about prior to that, because it didn't really appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
But because you chose it, I played it, and that also led to me then thinking, well, you've never played the granddaddy of that genre.
You're correct.
So,
I never had.
yeah.
All right.
And it's kind of because you picked that game initially. But we're talking about How in Life. Because you picked that game, that led to me then picking Doom, which is one of those things. I would not normally have picked Doom had it not been for you picking How in Life.
Just because
Mainly
I
because
never played Doom.
Yeah. Well, it's because I know that I know how you have problems with the controls and stuff because of medical issues. So
Yeah.
I do try and sort of temper that a little bit, because I'm not looking to like physically harm you with a game that's going to hurt to play.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
At least not yet. I might do that now that you made me do an interview.
Aww.
I could. Or do I?
I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes your kid comes true. So, okay. So, for most NRT members, there is some physical or mental challenge that affects them in the way that they are in life and in gaming. What challenge or challenges do you have, and how do you adapt to making it still fun for you in gaming?
Well, it took 30 years. It took a full 30 years for me to actually get a diagnosis of the fact that I'm
Welcome in. Come unwoken. Also, Mark, your RL name I'm going to keep as classified, and your name is going to be Shadowstorm. By the gaming community, you played Division 2 and Ghost Recon. I remember those. And doing missions and stealth ops just for fun. He got me into Division 2 as well. For Come Unwoken, welcome in, Bales. This is before and after we meet. This was just as we met, remember? Yes, I remember. I just said your name, Bales. But this was, I think this was, yeah, this was the Meet the RSSG family video. So, it became that. But did you interview him? Because I know I did. Yeah, there is a delay. There's probably about a 10-second delay. Apologize for that. Yes, I did make your logo. I do remember that. Anyway, continuing on. We're almost done with this part. Did one for my series too? Yeah.
with side order of Asperger's, which is real fun. Essentially means I have absolutely no interest. Like, this is what I was saying about the being like socially awkward. I have no interest in like getting involved with other people, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mine was before.
in terms of that, I mean, outside of streaming, I will quite often just be sitting playing a video game. I'm not even bothered to.
So
You know,
this,
I'm
has this
I'm
pulled you
introvert.
out? Has this pulled you out of your shell a little bit?
To a degree, yeah.
Because you
Because,
would
as
have
I say-
never met me from across the pond if
Yeah, exactly.
if you didn't. So
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I used to watch a guy on Twitch who used to stream Kerbal Space Program,
mhm.
and like that was literally how I met a long-term friend Grier, because at the time we were both watching that stream, and we were also playing the game ourselves, so we were quite knowledgeable about stuff in the game. So quite often people would ask a question in the chat, and we'd be sitting there watching the stream, and like, oh, that person's asking that, I know the answer to that question, so type that in. And after like a couple months, I found out that the guy who was streaming Scourge 13, he actually had contacted both me and Grier asking if we would be interested in being moderators for him, because clearly we knew what we were talking about with the game, and we were essentially like pillars of that community around that stream. And then of course we got talking, because we were considering like joining Scourge on a multiplayer thing, and it was like it might be an idea for us to actually talk prior to that, so we kind of have some idea of who each of us are essentially going into that. And I mean, I've known him for about 10 years now or something. So like, I mean, that's one of those things that through a mutual interest, and that's only happened because of we were both sitting watching the same stream.
Right.
So I would never have gotten talking to him, and then through that, I mean, he's actually the one that introduced me to the whole thing of RSSG and the group there, and subsequently you and your community, and then also Hellhound on the side there. Like, I would never have met any of the people through RSSG had it not been for 10 years ago getting into a friendship with Grier through watching a stream on Twitch.
Well, let's speak about that. What
Thank
do
you
you
for
get
that,
out
Briar.
of NRT and RSSG?
Well, I mean, exactly what I was just saying there.
Just friends.
Because it's that thing where like people say, oh, you should go out and meet people, but if that's something which you actually like, I suppose there's part of you that what's the word?
Fear? Fear people?
Not so much fear, but you've got like part of you which sabotages your own thing. It's like I kind of feel I feel like there's part of me that's out to sabotage myself.
Okay.
It's kind of like that thing where someone can ask a question about something. I could say, oh, I could totally help you with that, but I can't help myself with the same thing. It's kind of like that. Like, so I do a lot of 3D modeling and stuff, and like I have intense artistic block a lot of the time for stuff, and then somebody says, excuse me, like a friend will say, oh, I wish I had a cool helmet for a model, and
So you were very private and somewhat shy individuals. I noticed that, but I also noticed that I can also call hacks and bullshit that he couldn't get along with people because he could. He was actually very good at and he did come out of his shell. I would say that for sure. Ended up speaking with you, and he helped you a lot. I'm glad he helped you a lot. He helped me get through some of the hardest times that were ahead of us.
I'm immediately like, I could think of 30,000 helmet ideas. I could totally make you one. But for me, I look at that and say, I kind of wish I had a helmet for that model. Why can I not think of a single helmet design? You know,
Right.
and that's that problem. So like, if I was to go out and try and like talk to people, it would not end well. Basically, because I'm not. It's what I say. I have nothing to talk about with people.
Or you
Because,
don't know
I
what to talk about other
yeah,
than the
I,
weather because you have no idea
exactly. And
their
who talks about the weather?
ideas.
Yeah, and who talks about the weather? The weather sucks here. You know, you go
True.
out, you say it's in the place that I live. You go out, you say, "Hey, what do you think of that weather?" And they go, "Oh, it's raining." That's basically it. We have two weather types. We have dry and cold and wet and cold. That's basically what we have. And I mean, it's like I don't really watch sports, so like I don't have that thing where, hey, how's about local sports team? You know, can't exactly have a conversation like that.
Okay. All right. So, do you have a favorite streaming story?
Well, directly on stream, this happened where years ago I used to stream a game called Might Your Friends. It's a physics climbing game. If you've ever played GURP or QWOP, QWOP is a game where you use like four keys to try and make a guy run along a 100-meter sprint.
Oh,
GURP
okay.
is the same kind of idea, except you're playing as a climber, and you have to press the keys on the keyboard for the grip points for the guy to try and climb to. Like you press the key, he reaches for that point. Mount Your Friends is kind of similar. You basically are climbing a tower that's made by other members of the, like, you have a little team of people, and you're basically trying to create like a human pyramid.
Oh, this is the game you want me to play sometime.
But I never did because we never got
and I
to
don't
it.
even have to pay to get you to play that because it has remote play. But yeah, so at one point in time, I was in a group of very high ranked players for that game because essentially I was one of like maybe 50 people that streamed it. And at one point, I was playing the game, I was just messing around with it, and a couple guys came into the stream, and they were talking all kinds of smack about how I was bad
Yeah.
at the game, I couldn't play it, I was clearly the worst at the game and everything. So eventually, we end up in a game where they have challenged me, they're going to wipe the floor with me. I handily destroyed them in 5 games in a row before they decided, yeah, this guy's actually too good for us, and left. And
Wow.
the thing that mainly stuck out was the fact that they didn't even have the maturity to even pretend to say like, oh, we're sorry about talking so much smack. Clearly, you're better. They just left without a word.
Oh, well, at least they didn't make too much more of a problem for you.
Well, I mean, in terms of that, that was probably one of my most
Hey,
watched
Chad Gamer.
streams for that, because somehow a bunch of people turned up to watch that, and it was a lot of fun.
So, what is your favorite game? And specifically, if you want to, what is your favorite game to stream?
He's
Well,
gonna
at the
say
moment,
farming.
the favorite thing for streaming is farming sim,
All right, we're gonna
just because
stop it
has
there
a
because
lot of
that was the
systems
last one.
to mess with, and I just enjoy it as one of those sort of relaxing games. I can just put it on stream for 4 or 5 hours. It's fun. Plus, I see a decent amount of viewership, so clearly people are interested in watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, go ahead and tell us your schedule and your channel, and thank you for participating, sharing your story with us, and being part of NRT. Thank you for allowing me to interview you today, and I hope that this is a great day for us.
I do too. And yeah, the stream schedule I'm working on currently is uh, an hour of whatever we're doing for Nexus Roundtable, and then 3 to 4 of whatever my main stream is afterwards. Which
And that was pretty much his interview. You're seeing pictures of characters that currently he played on SL as well as in the tabletop games. So let me begin with my message for you all, and then I'm going to open it up to whoever would like to answer the call and talk about him. First words he would say to me every single day is "moshi moshi," and I never truly understood why he would say that, except "I see you, I see you." And then I met him in the Real Streamer Super Group. We hit it off pretty hard with his humor and his wit. He volunteered quickly to help me out with some of my charity events, and was learning. And he also helped me learn a little bit about OBS and streaming elements, because at the time I was just getting started. Eventually, we became fast friends and confidants, and shortly afterwards, I asked him if he would like to help with reviewing games and joining our group called NRT, Nexus Roundtable. As Nexus Roundtable expanded, we began having difficulties with finding new games that were on Xbox because he lost his Game Pass, and I think it was also Hellhound that had a problem with Game Pass, so we had to find other ways to play, and it just didn't work out. But we still played. We still enjoyed the coming together as Nexus Roundtable. We decided to rather than playing games together, we would just have fun and stream whatever shenanigans that would follow. And I'm going to show you a clip of one of his favorite games, Farming Simulator, who we have a clip for. If I can get it to play. Sorry about that. There we go.
I've always suspected. All right, well, I'm gonna move that.
He and
I'm
his
gonna park it
pink
up again.
tractor, I swear.
But we'll just drop off our. Oh wow! You still on it? Nice. Can't believe you actually stayed standing on it.
Well, that should have been clipped. Okay.
Yeah. So that was some of the fun stuff that we had to do. Yeah. So that was his Farming Simulator. We played Farming Simulator for quite some time, actually. But after NRT kind of assisted, he told me when he joined, he says, "I bet you I'm just going to ruin NRT for you." And I'm like, "No, you're not." And he really didn't. It was just the fact that Gaming Pass decided that they were going to change things up on us, and we couldn't get our friend to be able to join. But we continue to support each other's streams, especially through our SSG. And he became one of my major moderators. I asked him if he would join the tabletop games, and I was looking for, because I was going to start streaming them. He joined the Starfinder and the Godbound games, and with the latter, this is its last season. I have to figure out a way to make him go out with a bang, because I'll tell you what, one thing he would want is somebody, whenever he would lose a character, whenever he would decide to end a game he wanted to go out with a bang. So we'll figure out that, and you'll be able to see it on our final season for Godbound. And you can find that also on this channel. He would also join in on some of the charity events, tabletop games, and we did those 2 times a year. We still will be doing those 2 times a year. Our last one was in the last one he was in on October. He was actually working he was working as a moderator for that.
Yeah, it was literally 2 days before everything went down.
Yeah. Nob was a huge part of Second Life. He would ask for my opinions on his 3D modeling and when he was working on it and improving his ideas to increase his skill. He would talk about various stories that he was using on SL and get opinions on how much better he could make the story production of his own right, as well as for others. In a place like Second Life, Nob's creativity, passion, and humor made it so that it was a much better place than it could ever be without him. I will tell you, with the next story I was going to have for his tabletop, he was going to do 3D modeling and AI rendering for us, and he never got the chance, and we're going to miss that. He helped co-DM with our new project of Waystone Mysteries. He gave us ideas for stories, settings, and made the world a richer place. I asked him to co-GM, and he hesitated, as he was worried that he would not be able to find enough time for everything he needed to do that he needed done. Due to being away for real-life reasons, but he agreed anyway. The story progressed, and we switched off being in control of the story for every other story. Currently, the story that we are finishing up now was his last story. So that will be an interesting ending. And then it was going to be my turn. Unfortunately, that's not how it happened. We all need to go AFK, my friend, but why did you have to go this long? I will miss you and your banter. I will miss your shenanigans. Please forgive me. I will expose. I have seen your softer side. You have listened to me. You have made my life fun. I'm sorry. When you listen to me to having a bad day, you would use the wit and quick joke to make me feel better. I miss the many hours that we would work together on Waystone Mysteries and what characters that we're doing. The world would be is going to be a shallower place than without you. I will miss the times of when we had to shoot the shit, and when you even joined me for tarot. Kid with me, even with the most moderate of people, when taking moderation and making sure that people who got out of hand were, well, gone. Even though you didn't agree with tarot, you were still open to ideas, freely discussed them with me, and we had quite a few conversations on aliens, ghosts, and the reality of it all. I will miss learning about Scotland and talking about the one day that we will meet, when my husband and I would meet you. Well, my friend, this is not goodbye, but it is see you later, whether you like it or not. And I think I'm going to break now. I know, sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. You're right. I need to get a drink. I need somebody else to talk.
I'll take over. Nav basically saved me from being the greenest person in tabletop here. That I will admit wholeheartedly, because this entire group has been playing me. Well, I was sitting in for a year. Karsa, Claire, Cormac, Ragnarok / Kane, they were all in this long before I was. But I was also there from the very beginning with Karsa and Nav's joining. I didn't know that Nav was part of Second Life until long after the fact, and I have long since stopped playing. But I did find the stuff that he's made, as you see on screen, very impressive. Wish I had taken a chance to learn more. I really do. It's just weird because, well, I check into this chat a lot, this Discord. You get used to the routine. You get used to seeing things, seeing certain people in at certain times. And while Nav was often in at odd hours of the day, I could usually count on him at least being in here while I was on my walk home from work. I might not come in and talk because, well, I'd be walking home from work, and unfortunately, I basically live in the middle of the suburban woods. But it's been a surreal last week, just not having that as a sort of perpetual thing, and knowing that we won't have that anymore. He was funny, he was witty, yes. He was a good friend at the end of the day. He's the reason I finally got into proper Discworld. I had known about the series. I had seen Hogfather, I had seen Color of Magic, but I never really thought to delve into it beyond that. Because of him, I went and purchased the PDFs of all the books through Humble Bundle last... Jesus Christ, I think that was this time last year, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, because I remember he was very pissed off because that bundle wasn't available in the UK.
I'm gonna say this real quick. Kyle said life was ahead. Had recently, before I heard the news about me being in a position that I may not have been out on the side of the world it's myself, I was going to contact him shortly before the news. So.
Yeah, those kind of things happen.
Now,
it literally came out of left field for us last Sunday.
Yeah, Nov's dad and I were planning on a trip to meet meet Grier June 12th for his 40th. Wow.
But that was literally how we capped off our game last week, with Karsa breaking the news to us.
Well, I couldn't let it go.
Y-
I had just read
Honestly,
the email and I was like, I have to say something.
Yeah, and honestly, if you hadn't...
I think y'all would have been pissed
we-
at me anyway.
Yeah! I'm trying to find the right words for it, because unfortunately, no matter how much planning I can say I put into what I was going to say, at the end of the day, I find myself not being able to come up with them. For some things in life, there really just, in fact, aren't a lot of words you can say.
Mhm.
Like, anybody who's talked to me knows that I've got a mouth on me. I can talk.
Mhm.
It is very rare when I don't have something to say.
True.
Mm.
Oh, you would have come to see us? Oh my gosh. Grace, we would have opened our arms to you. We still would if you want to come.
Because these situations, unfortunately, are unprecedented.
Mhm.
You can't plan for somebody suddenly passing away. This came as a shock to all of us. Something I think that something I know Nav would say is, you think you know a person and then they go and die on you.
That is something he actually said.
Like, I miss the banter, the wit, the talking about various aspects of Discworld, even talking about various aspects of the Cthulhu mythos. Because that's something that, before chatting with him and these guys, I only had a passing interest in.
Mhm.
Still have a copy of Lovecraft somewhere that I bought after talking to him. I really gotta find that after all of this is said and done. Guess I might just sit down and read it again.
Anything else you want to say?
Just a general message for everybody. This is a reminder that there is never enough time to say or do everything you might want to. Do as much as you can in what little time you might have. Life is short, and suddenly you're not there anymore. Hug your loved ones, tell them you care, because you never know what time you say that will be your last.
All right, I'm going to continue the conversations. For me, Wesley says, for me, Nav was definitely some. Okay, let me go back. Was definitely something else got me into playing some games. Honestly, I'd never have probably played Division 2 or Vampire Survivors.
Well,
Come on,
I might have played.
Bales.
Yeah, I might have played Vampire Survivors.
He got a lot of people into Vampire Survivors, except me.
Well, it's a low impact game.
Bale says if he could speak to us today, I think he would be telling us that he was the ultimate gamer. He won the speed run all of us that are attempting, and maybe make a joke on the word infraction.
No, not
Infarction.
infarction.
Definitely would. Yeah.
That's not a word I hear that often
He
anymore.
seriously loved you all and treasured the friendship that he had with you all. Well said, Sap. True. Yeah. Yeah. He was something else. But he definitely loved to start my day off with Moshi Moshi.
He did explain that once, and I can't remember what the hell his explanation was.
It was I see you, I see you.
Well, I know that, but there's a reason he said it. Because I said something about it being basically a standard greeting. He's like, no, it's not. Well, it is, but it isn't. And I can't remember the rest of the conversation because that was like 3 years ago.
Anyone else from the group would like to speak besides Civ?
Yes, me.
All right, Shadow, go for it.
Hi, I'm Shadowstorm, and I wrote a remembrance letter in honor of Nav. So this is my letter to him. So, dear Nav, my heart breaks knowing of your death. You weren't just a gaming partner. You were like my brother. You were family. I'm crushed. I'm devastated. I'm torn. I'm destroyed. You made laughters and gaming so much fun. Now that's all gone. A piece of us is now engraved and buried with you. You got me into a new interest of extraction shooters. You showed me what Forever Winter was like. Making jokes was the best. I also got into a high interest of sniping him because of Nav. This isn't the final goodbye. This just doesn't seem fair. Seems so unreal. I'm so crushed. I'll forever miss my brother. Please never forget any of us, even if we never met in person. And my final message to that is Discord isn't just a program where you meet people, you actually have connections with people, and it's like Sif said, connections aren't forever. Eventually they disappear, even if you never meet the person. Cherish how long you knew the person, even if you never met him, even if you never met them in person.
And
Thank you.
always consider that it's somebody on the other side of the computer. Okay.
That's all I have to say.
All right. Anyone else would like to speak? We're going to be continuing this until I get nobody speaking. I will, Bale says there is a reason he had a sound alert on my channel. Was the Scottish guy was letting out a string of expletives. He asked me how I had gotten a recording of him. This is something I found funny as well, Bales. I had the only reason why we are adult and not all is for everyone is because of two people, and one of them's in my chat right now. Nav and Cormac would come up with some of the most interesting expletives and serious innuendos that I would have to make sure that I had it on adult mode. Yes, I'm talking about you, Cormac. And they have, what was it called? The lewd train never stops. It just slows down a little sometimes. They were good with
pretty
that.
much.
Yep. Okay. Yes. Prepared because I knew that of the state I would be in. All right. Moshi Moshi was a Japanese for announcing his presence. Yep. Definitely was. All right. Going to see Greyer. What did Greyer say? Where is Greyer? Pending. There we go. There you go, Greyer. You're official. And dark humor. Yes, he had the most dark humor. He would sometimes say, what was it, the one thing he would say? Well, you know how you can get some money. You can just put the kidneys on.
Yeah, it was like human flesh is like $1,300 for a gram or something like that.
Yeah.
I kept thinking about that and kept meaning to ask him about that, and fortunately we won't get an answer for that now. And I'm certainly not going to Google it. Oh yeah, when in doubt, cannibalism was another one of his. There's always the Dahmer method.
Download file. Proceed to download. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name's Kyle. I'm known to most of you here as Grier. And this is just about the last thing I ever thought I would have to be doing in 2025. I had the pleasure of meeting our friend Navarone in the late fall of 2013. As a matter of fact, he was just 12 years past on the 4th of this month. He was undoubtedly the most enduring friend I have ever had. Him and I were practically inseparable for close to 10 years, at least as much as you could be with a long-distance internet friend. I met Nav in another mutual friend's stream while we were both super into Kerbal Space Program, and we became fast friends. Soon after, I learned that he streamed KSP, among other things, himself.
There's currently dead air.
There were countless hours that we
going
shared
to be
on
filled
his
by
Twitch.
someone.
Pretty much.
I don't know, in that
Curse is
case, I
getting
wouldn't
some
mind.
stuff from Grier
What's-
presently.
What's going on? Oh, I thought you guys
the-
could hear this. You can't hear it?
We cannot, unless
No.
we go into the video.
Are you able to
Oh,
hear this
oh, right.
prior?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Is it playing on the video?
Well, let's see.
It is. That was my bad.
Alright, well, I'm going to restart it for him, and then I'm going to go mute everybody else. Okay, good.
Hello everyone, my name's Kyle. I'm known to most of you here as Grier. And this is just about the last thing I ever thought I would have to be doing in 2025. I had the pleasure of meeting our friend Navarone in the late fall of 2013. As a matter of fact, he was just 12 years past on the 4th of this month. He was undoubtedly the most enduring friend I have ever had. Him and I were practically inseparable for close to 10 years, at least as much as you could be with a long-distance internet friend. I met Nav in another mutual friend's stream while we were both super into Kerbal Space Program, and we became fast friends. Soon after, I learned that he streamed KSP, among other things, himself. There were countless hours that we shared on his Twitch channel. It was so long ago that him and I started speaking regularly with one another that it all began back when everyone would use Skype instead of Discord to communicate with their friends on the internet. I no longer have access to our chat logs from Skype. Hello everyone, my name's Kyle.
I don't know why it stops there, but it stopped right there. Maybe try to move it a little bit, see if it works. Might skip a beat. I apologize for that.
Hello everyone.
Nope, it's not going to. Yeah, it cut out. It cut out.
Another game.
Novice haunting the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Another game.
It's alright. It's alright. Is there anything more you want to... Can you type it and I'll try to read it for you? Okay. Anyway, for in the meantime, while we're waiting on that, Claire, did you want to say anything?
Yeah. Sorry again for.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But sorry, just Nav and I met during your Starfighter game, which I want to say was about 3.5, 4 years ago, somewhere on that ballpark. And while it might not have been as long of a tenure as some of the other people present or watching, I I do just want to say that I was like the time that I got to know Nav or John was truly a highlight of many of my weeks because I got to hear his voice and talk to him for 4, 5 hours a day, 2 times a week for every week that I knew him, between the games on Mondays as well as our own personal offline game on Thursdays. Uh, well, once Wednesdays turned to Thursdays. Once you guys started picking up on Waystone, we had to reschedule Cyberpunk. But beyond that, I mean, obviously, tabletop role playing games are a great hobby, and you get to meet and most talk to people. But the times that I really enjoyed Nav was like when we got to hang out one on one, and he introduced me to some of my favorite games of all time, like Remnant from the Ashes, where him and I played the entirety of that game together in like a week, just because we both enjoyed it so much, or like him helping me through like the Division 2 when I went on an obscene bender on that game for like 2 months straight, and it was just the only thing I played in my free time with Nav. And um and it's sad because the last time we played, we were both talking about, it was like about this time last year we thought we'd be getting Division 3, and we were talking about, I was like, yeah, I can't wait to like hop into it together, and we can start fresh on new accounts and play together through the full game, because obviously he'd already been max level when we started playing Division 2 together. But I'll miss him, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's here. I think this is a really cool thing that we're doing to honor the memory of a fallen friend.
Thank you, Flair.
That's all. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna try this again. This is for Grier. He sent me another platform, so we will try to get this to work if we can. I hope I don't have to sign in. Maybe it's this way. Wait, what? Limeware, do I have to sign in? Please tell me I don't have to sign in.
What platform?
Limeware.
Look, that's a platform I haven't heard the name of in a long ass time.
Yeah. No? Wow. Alright. That was 15 minutes ago. He would be laughing at us for being crybabies. I agree. I agree. And then he would be saying, "What are you crying about? You don't have anything to cry about." Unfortunately, I'm having a problem with getting the file. Now, will you please stop playing with us? Okay, let's see if we can put it in here. No, no. Upload it on YouTube and I will put it there. Yeah, try to upload it. Actually, that won't work either? Wow.
Question, since I'm computer savvy, what's your file format exactly?
I am trying every possible way. I'm sorry, sir. Well, in the meantime, while we're trying not to be so bad, let's see if we can see another clip. Oh, by the way, this song here that I'm playing in the background, that's a song we play for him in Godbound because it's the song he chose. It's called Drone Shot. It is a YouTube library one by Dryla. But he chose that for his whenever we have his character in the background, because I tend to give music to each of the characters. So that's why you're hearing that music. It's a bit low. I can turn it up. He liked Pearl Jam, but unfortunately we could not do Pearl Jam because, well, Pearl Jam is copyright. Anyway. That's the music that he chose.
Right. What was his name?
Alright.
Jason Maudsley.
This is gonna move
Right.
up. Alright.
Jason Maudsley.
Oh, that kills people!
Fuck off! How did you get that timing? What?
Yeah, we had him play Phasma with us one time. And, Fire is the one who clipped this one. And I'm gonna play it again.
Right. What was his name? Jason Maudsley. Right. Jason Maudsley.
Oh, that kills people!
Fuck off! How did you get that timing? What?
Yeah. Just thought you guys want to get a little bit of a joke in while we're having what do we call it? Technical difficulties. It wouldn't be a show without technical difficulties. I have a message from one of the people. The format is a MP3. Okay. I have a message.
Now I have to ask how large your file is.
I have a message from Anavir. Anavir wasn't sure if they would be able to come in here and actually chat. So they gave me a bunch of pictures, which you are seeing right now. But they wanted to say that they were the Drexia, or sort of the leader of the second life RP group, prepped for some things. So let's look at this message that they have to say. Visiting the site now. Here we go. Hi everyone, thank you for coming. I want to start by saying some things. Thank you to all of you who made it here today, and thank you to everyone who are with us in spirit, but are locked at work or for other reasons unable to join. I selected appreciation as my guiding line throughout the speech. because while I believe it is right to acknowledge the awful unfairness of this whole situation, I want to focus on remembering the good things we did get from the 10 years, and there were a lot more of that. There was a lot more of that. Riley, I want to thank you for our friendship. As a friend, I knew I could always come to you if I needed honest feedback. You'd give me a well thought out reply with examples and context, and you give me a good, useful suggestion to work with. As a friend, you shared many of my fascinations and always gave me time and allowed me to gush about this and that niche topic. As a friend, you were always willing to set aside time and help me when I was struggling. You always made me feel like my difficulties were worthy of effort and that they mattered. So thank you, Riley, for the friend you were to me. Thank you so much. Riley, I want to thank you for who you were to Scorpion. As a Scorpion, you were an early cornerstone and Simonius with the term reliability. I felt confident in you from the very early stage, and the purpose that you found in some of the most important behind-the-scenes work was incredibly valuable. You became a dependable cliff in absolute chaos of an online environment we were in. As a Scorpion, you were drama-free, and I cannot think of a single instance where a challenge wasn't resolved with a quick conversation between adults. And one of the internet that is far from a given. I always felt like I knew where you stood, and I felt confident that you would speak up if I did something silly. As a Scorpion, your efforts, skills, and creativity made a massive difference both in and outside the role-playing arena. The 3D modeling work you did was incredible, and I was convinced that the world would have never been risen to the heights if you were not part of it. You made our newcomers feel seen and taken care of. I had no account of the amount of reminders you sent me about this and the thing that I had forgot. To Riley's parents, I want to say my thanks. The 10 years I got with your son were incredible. He enriched my life tremendously as a friend and as a role player. His talents with 3D modeling was a huge help. I will remember him as a talented writer with a creative and curious mind that was always eager to learn, understand more of the world around him. And I will always also remember him as a kind and compassionate, patient and understanding friend who was able to dedicate significant amounts of time and effort towards helping those around him, myself through difficulties and challenges both in-game and real world. So thank you very much. This message is from his friend Anavir, who was working was one of the people who he worked with in SL. I just got somebody who's clicking. Okay, let's see what do you have to say. This should be it. Let's hope this works. All right. Let's see what you got for me, Briar. This is Nav in the making. I tell you, it is Nav in the making. Please understand this. Nightmare, I will get with you in a second. let's try to do this one more time. Take 3,000. Alright. Okay, line work being said, or assuming perhaps. Yeah, I'll give you my email. And I'll look at my. Thank you kindly, and thank you kindly to your parents. Yes, Drexia, I'm glad you were here. So Drexia, I hope you were okay with me stating that message that you sent me to make sure that it came out right in your name. You heard my name in many... Yeah. Yeah, he spoke highly of you, that's for sure. Okay. Yes. What I can do is I can link it into the Discord if you want me to, or at least you can listen to. I did send it, or say it for everybody to hear. Okay, back to Nightmare. Nightmare Fang. I know Nav, and I definitely shared some pirate games. And I haven't played it much. When they're talking about pirate games, they're talking about like Pirates of the Caribbean type things. Okay. I haven't played it much, but I know he enjoyed Skull and Bones as well as Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. He got us both excited for the what was the next one? The remake? And okay, it's set. Alright, thank you. I will look for that right now. We'll take 3,000, I guess. We'll take 3,000. Yeah, I think I know what's the problem, why I wasn't able to get any of your messages. For some reason, I wonder if my Yahoo is messed up these days. It's not here yet. What's free? Yeah, it's not here yet. Just to make sure that we get the right information. Yeah, let me give you another. No, that should come out. Does anybody else want to take conversation and talk for a moment, please, while I figure this out? Yeah, I know, but I think that's the reason why you weren't able to get. They weren't able to get any information from to me. I think Yahoo's messed up. Dumbass Yahoo. Unless it ended up in something else. Did it end up in spam? Okay, let's do something. I'll try something else. See if I can send it this way.
Well, while we're waiting on that, I'll add on to what Nightmare's saying. Like,
please do.
I do seem to recall this group spending, like, what, 6-ish months on Sea of Thieves or something like that? Back when that was still pretty big? I think Knob kind of enjoyed some of that, too. Sea of Thieves isn't... I don't think Sea of Thieves was his favorite, however. Also, this is how I learned that Black Flag is apparently getting a remake.
I mean, it makes sense. It's probably the most popular Assassin's Creed aside from 2.
You could also say stuff like that a lot, too. I only own Black Flag and I've never beat it.
Well, she has in and around.
Happens.
Fairness, this is also the first time I've had a computer that could actually properly play it.
Alright, I think I can play this now for Briar. Let's try this one more time. Let's take 3,000.
3,557.
Here we go.
And 3.
Hello everyone, my name's Kyle. I'm known to most of you here as Grier. And this is just about the last thing I ever thought I would have to be doing in 2025. I had the pleasure of meeting our friend Navarone in the late fall of 2013. As a matter of fact, he was just 12 years past on the 4th of this month. He was undoubtedly the most enduring friend I have ever had. Him and I were practically inseparable for close to 10 years, at least as much as you could be with a long-distance internet friend. I met Nav in another mutual friend's stream while we were both super into Kerbal Space Program, and we became fast friends. Soon after, I learned that he streamed KSP, among other things himself. There were countless hours that we shared on his Twitch channel. It was so long ago that him and I started speaking regularly with one another that it all began back when everyone would use Skype instead of Discord to communicate with their friends on the internet. I no longer have access to our chat logs from Skype times, but I do have the logs from early 2016 when we both started using Discord. There is over a verifiable 3,350 hours of personal voice calls that we shared between 2016 and 2023 on Discord alone. I know because I went back and added it all up. Some of the most fun times we had together were in Grand Theft Auto 5, doing hundreds of heists together or just racing around the city that he was darn near an expert about. Like honestly, you could mention a street name in that game and he'd know exactly where you're at on the map just based on that. He had the absolute best shortcuts that you've ever seen. If you know, you know. We ended up getting so good at the heist that half the time we'd invite random people in just to laugh at the shenanigans that would happen. Another game that we made our own was Mount Your Friends. It's such a ridiculous and silly game. Looks crude and rude and downright stupid. But you know what? Him and I were world-class pros at that damn game. Surely among the best. We would spend hours just chatting about nothing, and laughing our heads off, flinging around. The point is that it didn't really matter what game that it was. He was just a fun guy to be around, and we enjoyed each other's company. One more classic story that would 100% have had Navarone busting up. This one is from Minecraft. We didn't play much Minecraft together, but we did play it for some time. Heavily modded, of course. Well, anyways, we both had our little projects we were doing. I believe he was setting up a Tinker's Construct tank and doing all that stuff. And I was exploring the Twilight Forest biome. Well, wouldn't you know, I found a cicada. And I got the bright idea that it would be super funny if I hid that cicada somewhere on our base. And just waited for Nav to start wondering what the heck that noise was and get annoyed about it. Well, turns out, the only one that got annoyed by it was me the whole time. Nav didn't even notice the damn thing. Eventually, I just got totally sick of it, and I had to ask him, hey, do you hear that friggin' sound? Brother had no idea what I was even talking about. So I told him what I had done, and that I had to tell him because it was driving me nuts, and he just started roaring with laughter. I tried to get him with a prank and ended up just getting myself. He didn't even notice it the whole time. There are many more stories and memories that we shared, but I am sure at this point that I have sadly forgotten some of the great things we did together, and the times we had which he would be able to remind me of. But now those things will remain part of the fabric of our past. Navarone really helped to make me the person that I am today, and I hope that I helped him as much as he helped me. It was around the start of 2021 when I met and introduced Navarone to my friend Steele, and very shortly after that, my friend Leonidas. For a while, us three were the Dongle Crew, an homage to Mount Your Friends. It was around that time that Nav and I got back into streaming a bit more on Twitch again, and Steele got us both into a streaming group called RSSG. Navarone took to the group a lot better than I did, and really found a great group of friends through that Discord server. We started to grow apart into our own distinct friend groups, starting around that time, when Nav found Karsa and the great group of people she has in and around her community. I'm very glad that Navarone found a place to be where he felt at home and loved, and that he had so many good people around him in the years leading up to now. I would like to personally thank Karsa and the crew as well for the love they showed Nav. It would be untruthful for me to say that I don't wish we had spent more time together these last couple years. I really feel that we helped each other, and we were a part of each other's lives in a very significant way for a long time. People come in and out of each other's lives for a reason, and I'm honored to be able to say that he was a large part of mine for so long. Rest in peace, my dear friend Navarone.
There you go. Finally got it out there. Of course, what would Nav say? Oh, you scuffed screamer. Gotta end it now. Oh, no, we're not gonna end it. But actually, about a few weeks ago, I decided to quit Twitch. I went to him to decide because I didn't know what I was gonna do. But, he said, well, do you love it? I said, yeah, I still love it. Then quit Twitch and stick with YouTube. So that's why we're here. Otherwise, I probably would have quit altogether. But for him, nah, we kept going. So, yes, thank you so much, Crier, for that. And thank you for... Thank you for being a friend of his. One of his best friends, actually, because he talked about you a lot. Far as Bales, I mentioned forgetting of the moments it would happen to us all, but what you never forget is the way that you feel about a person. You never forget the warmth of their friendship. That never fades. You're welcome, and thank you. So, anyone else would like a conversation, like to talk? Floor's open. Everybody gets their chance. We've seen Nav since his passing, and I can tell you he is at peace. Yes, I'm glad for that. Although I still think he's calling shenanigans. Because that's what he say. I call shenanigans! So, that's something he would say. Anyone else in chat right now? Voice chat. Anyone up for talking?
I went back and forth on whether or not to say anything because I could only come up with jokes, and it didn't really feel appropriate. But given who the hell we're talking about,
You're talking about
changed my
Nog.
mind. Yeah. Well, it sucks that he's gone. The biggest problem with it is now I must conduct the loot train alone.
Nah, I think Kane will give you the run for your money.
No, because I made him blush and go
Already
mute.
learning semaphore to ask for help.
But gonna miss the conversations that we used to have after Waystone, where we'd occasionally go till 2 in the morning. Just gonna miss hanging out with the dude. There's really, like, I don't have anything super poignant or any specific stories. It's just, he's a good dude. Liked hanging out with him.
And like Bale said, you get so used to hanging around with somebody, you half expect them to come in here and say, "What the fuck you fuckers up to?"
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Yeah, didn't have much. Maybe I should wrote something down, but that's just how it be.
Didn't help me any.
That's fair enough. Yeah, he'll be around to mess with your OBS, Karsa.
Absolutely! Every time! I swear! Because it wouldn't be a time when he would say something about, well, you're a scuff streamer. Oh well. We would kid, but yeah. He was better with OBS than I was, and that's for sure. Fire, if you don't want to speak, I can speak for you. But yeah, this was our friend. This is how things were, and boy, would he be laughing his ass off at it, some of us. Maybe I can get a clip that would give an idea once again about our lovely friend and how he was. I thought I had it open, but I guess I don't. Here it is. Let's see here. He was actually a very good-looking dude. And you raised him right, Grace. You really did. And where are those? Really? Really? Nope. I just want the clips. Thank you. Show all clips. No clips. Wow. Did they just take them off? I don't know.
No, you've got to sort your clips by date, time. You got to hit all to see all of the clips.
Yeah.
I'm presently going through one now, all of them now, to see if I can find a better one for group camaraderie.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I'll go to mine and see if he dropped off one there.
The problem is that I've clipped a lot of ones that are just you, me, and him.
But
Because of how often I'll just randomly
boy,
be
was
present.
he was just something else. Let me see if I can show you one of the things that that yeah, I'll show this one because this one's funny. All right, share. Wait, what am I missing? Clip. No. Okay, no. This is one thing I will miss with Twitch, is there was actually the ability to clip things a lot easier than it is here. Share. Copy link. There we go. Last thing he did was make a cup of tea for his dad and I. Aw. Aw. Clips.
Blow his jaw off.
Alright.
Who are you blowing?
I ain't blowing anyone. I'm
Yeah,
currently
now
blowing
you
his-
blow it.
Yeah. That was one of them. Like I said, he was a trickster, and he could go with the innuendos of all kinds.
I believe it's pronounced innuendo.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I gotta work double duty now.
Yeah, you do. Nope, he wasn't in that one. Okay. This became a meme because of what I did. And he was there talking in the background. And this is the kind of stuff that he would do to us all the time. All the time. And yes, Fire, you will know this one so well. Here's the kind of thing he would do. Dude. Where's my axe?
You've just spammed through all your healing. It's gone.
Where's my axe? This is the kind of things that he would do. He was something else, I'll tell you. He had me, was it you or was it Fire? Both of you were wanting me to play that game just so I could be bad at it.
In fairness, you did succeed at being semi-good at it.
No.
You got farther than all of us expected.
No.
That is the weirdest backhanded compliment I've heard out of you.
That was Dark Souls 3, right?
That was.
A game that I notably haven't played more than 5 minutes of, or beaten a single boss in.
Well, I didn't own it. It was borrowed.
Oh yeah, that was your special stream, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It was
Your
borrowed.
first,
I still can't believe they actually talked you into playing Dark Souls 3 out of all of them.
Oh, the rage was funny.
Did you guys make her use an axe?
That's how she lost it, yes.
Looked like she was playing a pyromancer, so yeah, it looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Battle axe is the
Mm-hmm.
starter weapon.
Oh, here we go. Another one. This was the common thing that would happen to me. And the reason why I'm saying that this is a good one is because this became a meme as well. There we go. Alright. Whoops.
ナイス学び。ちなみに
No,
ウミングに
no,
8の
no,
1。
no, 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 no! Try again. Is somebody wanting to chat? Let's see here. Let's cancel that.
She still got farther than I ever made it, Fire.
Are you serious? Because I don't think I did. What the hell?
I didn't get past the fucking tutorial in general.
Let's try this again.
In fairness, once again, this is the same thing with Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I also now only recently have gotten something I can actually play it on and play it with a good frame rate.
With my finger of death. Okay, I already seen that. Okay. Ah, no! No, no, stop! What the hell? How did I end up in this? There you are.
No, did you not talk in this? No, he just clipped it. Goofball. Anyway, I was hoping he was talking in that one. I apologize for that. But that was a meme that came in, and it was partially because of him and Fire. Because they loved that kind of shenanigans and loved causing shenanigans and all that kind of stuff, and we ended up...
In fairness, one of Knob's favorite shenanigans was making jokes around your little Freudian slips on things, you would say.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like,
yes, he would. Okay. I have now a message from Fire, so I will say it out loud for him. I've never been good with words, and most times when Nob and I were alone, we would sit in silence. But it was a comfortable silence. I'm going to miss the days when both Nob and I would take a conversation and drag everyone involved into the gutter and make lewd remarks at Cars's speech flubs. Oh god. Or so we always bully Magica by muting and tossing him into another channel when he'd say something so random or stupid everyone would need a second to recover from it. Rest in peace, Nob. You were always a friend I wasn't ready to let go of. Question for the parents. I do not know how things work in Scotland, but if it hasn't happened yet, will the funeral be live streamed or otherwise available for us online folks? I don't know. Okay, so fire, I hope I said that for you right. Cervantes is my husband, guys. If you didn't already know, he is in chat, but he doesn't always like to be on voice, and he doesn't like to stream much. He's very private. Anyway, this is something he has to say about Nav. I had a thought of a few words to say about the impact of Nav, but I think those that have been spoken have said it so much better than I ever could. The goal of any storyteller is to be remembered by the loved ones telling stories about the past moments with phrases like, "Do you remember when?" or "There was this one time," or "And I missed it when he would." Such phrases and memories are a goal of a storyteller worth their salt, and in efforts shared by all speaks louder than any summary ever could. From one storyteller to another, Nav, you ended one story and began another. God bless, good rest, and Godspeed, my friend. Begin your story the way only the greatest stories we can tell always begin, with the words, "Once upon a time." Grace said, "No, Nav came into the world with just us, and it's how he wanted. I want to leave this world with just us, his mom and dad." Sorry, that's, you know what, Grace, I understand. I'm sure many people do. It makes sense. He was a private man. He would understand that. Okay, take care, Fire. Anyone else would like me to chat for them or to take the voice? Grace, he will always be in our hearts. I would like you and half-blind men to know that as well. Not only that, I meant when I said if you ever do come here, let us know and we'll see if we can give you a room for at least a weekend. And show you around Chicago. Actually, I would prefer not Chicago. Chicago's bad. Indianapolis is better.
Debatable.
Debatable. Still. You know what? I found this funny. I looked outside this morning and I was thinking, it's snowing. And when he talked about the weather, he said, "Yep, the weather's, it's raining." And I'm like, okay. It made sense because it's snowing. Debatable, very debatable. Yeah.
I was gonna say that would be very accurate because it is snowing.
He would say it was raining. So we never talked about the weather because unless it was on my end, because he would always say it's the same as it always is. It's raining. So if no one has anything else to say, it is almost 3 o'clock. We can call it, but I am keeping this open until we stop needing to talk. So feel free. To let those who are here and are not part of our Discord, we do have a place where we did put down for him a well wishes that will be kept forever. So
yeah, it's basically a little guest book in the server. I moved it to the top so that people could find it.
Yeah, just so people can go ahead and say what they want. See if there's anything in there that hasn't been said here. Oh, let's talk about his memorable quotes. Because he's the one who came up with this idea in the first place.
Well, he came up with the idea for the quote section. I'm the one that said we had to call it meme-rable quotes.
Yeah.
He, however, is the biggest contributor to it.
He is. So one of the quotes that we had him... Okay, no. Nav. If I'm wrong, don't quote me on that. If I am right, quote me as much as you like. He said that last year. Golf balls and Panzer. Golf balls and pool tables. Knob. Spoken like a true goblin. These are the things that he would go with. Okay, I love this one. This one's about you, Magica. Everyone is much smarter than me, but that's not very hard. Magica.
Oh.
I'm technically a certified machinist by trade. Nav. You're an idiot. By profession. Magica.
Yep. I wish I could remember the context of this one. It's fuck your Disney shit. Look at this Gatling gun. Nav 2024.
Yeah.
I'm the one that wrote this quote for him, and I can't remember the fucking context.
Nav, if someone can take a Buzz Lightyear, then you can take that shower head. Pablo is not hiding behind the bookcase with a massive erection. And then Magic is wish this was VR so that I could stick my head in there and get decapitated. Cuts to Simon Pegg waking up confused. What do you mean decaffeinated? Magica starts to die. Oh no, this one became an actual meme too, and it's not right. It's just not right, but I'll say it anyway. I said I gotta go and feed my family, not beat my family. And
we still have that clip somewhere.
Yes.
I gotta go find that now, because I gotta go find that clip now.
Yes, jumper cables.
Oh no. So
You think it'd be easier for me to find, considering I'm the one that clipped it.
Oh yeah. So we're giving... This is, I think, how we're gonna end it, with his memes. Oh no.
I mean, one of his favorite things to say was how he served cereal. First you put the cereal, then the milk, then the bowl.
Didn't left the cereal dry now. I don't remember that.
Why the bowl last? I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for this. Thank you, Carsa, for hosting. Thank you, parents, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for sharing the good moments and good times. Thank you, Drexia, for being here. Appreciate it. We will be having this up on my YouTube And if you feel like subscribing, I do need people. But, and he would say, why are you saying that? But anyway, we will be having this on YouTube so that it will stay as long as I can have it stay. Another good reason why to leave Twitch. Alright,
Well,
so...
Yeah, that's a good thing about the YouTube video is that it will stay up in perpetuity unless somebody reports it or you take it down yourself, where Twitch, I think, if you're Twitch Prime, you get 90 days.
Yeah. So shall we... let's say the last meme that he wrote. Because it'll be the last thing... He said it on the 22nd of October. Nah, this guy is farting aggressively. It's hold onto your knickers weather. That was his last meme. So, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you got something from this. I hope that you were able to say your final well wishes. And remember, we'll see him again soon. Someday. He still beat us. He beat us in the game. As he would always say, well, if you're thinking about the game, you lost the game. So, and with that, we're gonna call it. Thank you all again for being here. Thank you for the pictures, the words. Thank you, Grace, for being here. Thank you for letting us do this for your son. He was a good man. A good
Thank
friend.
you for having us be a part of his life.
A good friend, and he was loved by all. And with that, this is Karsa KKWX. Karsa's my name, KKWX is my empire, here today to talk about our friend, Navarone9942. And we hope to see you all again soon. Goodbye!
Man, it would have been funny if that, of all times, was when you peaked.
Oh, he would have loved it. He would have loved if I peaked.